Okay, so let's dive into a topic that's, well, it's notoriously difficult, but it's also incredibly important: breakups. We spend so much time focusing on how to make relationships last. But what if the most beneficial thing you can do for yourself is to actually let one go? We all know this picture, right? It's pretty much the universal post breakup survival kit. The pain of a relationship ending is so real, and it's something almost every single one of us goes through. It is never, ever easy. And I know what you're thinking. That sounds completely backward, right? But here's the thing. While we're all searching for the secrets to a happy, long lasting relationship, psychologists have kind of stumbled upon an unusual discovery. Breakups can have some truly unexpected benefits. We're going to call this the breakup paradox. It's this whole idea that an ending we dread so much might actually be the very thing that kicks off some positive change and self discovery. Researchers have found that staying in a relationship that's just not right for you anymore can be far, far worse than the difficulty of leaving it. Now, before we go any further, just a really important disclaimer. This explainer is meant to be a tool for you to reflect. We are absolutely not encouraging anyone to break up. If you're dealing with serious relationship struggles, the best step is always to talk with a trusted friend or a mental health professional. All right, with that in mind, let's explore the first sign that an ending might actually be a healthy new beginning. Do you ever feel like you're stuck in the movie Groundhog Day? Like you're having the exact same argument over and over and over again? You rehash the same points, you hit the same walls, and nothing ever, ever gets resolved. It feels just like a broken record, stuck in a loop. So, what's really going on here? See, this isn't about the normal disagreements that every couple has. This is about repeating the same fundamental argument, which suggests you've hit a total impasse on your core values. It's a huge sign that you and your partner might just be fundamentally incompatible on something that truly, truly matters.
Okay, now for our second sign, which involves a totally different kind of cycle.
You know exactly what I'm talking about: the classic on again, off again relationship. It's like a light switch you just can't stop flicking. Think Ross and Rachel from Friends. I mean, every time they broke up, they were miserable, they missed each other, and then they'd get back together, only for the whole cycle to start all over again. And this cycle is just brutal. You break up, the loneliness sets in, and that desire for what's familiar just pulls you right back in. But the real issues, they were never actually resolved. In fact, a study from 2009 found that this pattern can be incredibly confusing and just emotionally draining for everyone involved. This leads us right into our third sign, which is all about looking ahead, way ahead. For a relationship to really stand the test of time, you both need to have a somewhat shared vision for the future, goals and values that kind of line up. When those paths start to split in different directions, it can create a really serious rift. So here's the crucial point. When your life visions get totally misaligned, one person often ends up having to put their own dreams on the back burner. Maybe your partner decides their goals are just more important, leaving basically no room for yours. That's not compromise, it's sacrifice. Let's move on to sign number 4. This one really hits at the foundation of a relationship: just feeling seen and heard. Any healthy relationship, and I mean romantic or even platonic, requires that the core emotional needs of both people are being met. And when they're not, well, the whole foundation of the relationship starts to crumble. And these needs can be anything from quality time and affection to feeling respected and trusted. If you stay in a relationship where your needs are consistently ignored, you might start to ignore them yourself. Or worse, you could start to really resent your partner for it.
Okay, our fifth sign builds directly on this one. It's what happens when that essential connection just starts to fade.
A healthy relationship needs a certain amount of emotional closeness and intimacy. I mean, it doesn't mean your worlds have to totally revolve around each other, but there should be a strong bond there. When you find yourself wanting to spend more time with other people and less with your partner, that's a huge red flag that you've really drifted apart. Think about it this way. After work or a night out with your friends, are you actually excited to go home to your partner? Or do you find yourself making up excuses like, oh, I have to run a few errands, or let's just grab one more drink, all to delay it? That kind of avoidance can be a really powerful sign of emotional distance. And that leads us to our final, and maybe the most difficult, sign to confront. This is a tough one to admit, I get it, but you have to be honest with yourself. Is your sense of obligation to your partner keeping you from chasing your dreams or limiting your opportunities? So it's time to ask yourself some really direct questions. Do you feel limited by the relationship? Do you feel like you have to kind of minimize parts of yourself just to avoid a fight? If you answered yes to those, it might be worth considering what your life could look like without them. Research actually shows that a major benefit of breaking up can be a greater sense of self-direction and personal growth.
Letting go is never easy, especially from someone you really loved. But as the famous quote goes, sometimes good things fall apart so better things can fall together. People grow, and sometimes, well, they just grow apart. And you know what? That's okay.
So at the end of the day, the heartbreaking end of a relationship can actually lead to some really beautiful personal growth and self-discovery. So maybe the most important question to